Good evening, students. I hope many of you must have had a sound sleep and then you have been able to revise certain things from your right. Okay. So I hope I'm audible now. Fine. Okay. So how was the physics paper today? I hope everybody did well. Okay. Fine. So now we are into preparation for our computer applications paper scheduled on Wednesday. Right? Okay. Okay. Good. कोई बात नहीं है. Don't worry. You have still chemistry and biology papers to save you up. And when we talk about the computer applications paper, if you pay attention well and अगर सारा कुछ अच्छे से अभी तक पढ़ाई किए हो, and then again you have today's time and tomorrow's time, and if you pay attention in a proper manner, you will be able to do well in the computer paper. So I would like to wish you all the best from the beginning only, so that you prepare well for your examination and you are able to do well. Talking about yes, Aniket, paper will be easy. Yeah. Now, when we talk about computer application paper, as all of you know, you have been giving your examinations also for this class 10 in your reboards and in your school examinations. You have already seen and you are aware of the pattern that the computer paper is of two sections, section A and section B. Section A is compulsory. There are 20 MCQs in computer. 20 into 1, that's 20 marks. So that's the most critical part here. So in that case, you have to pay proper attention. MCQ questions क्या है, कैसे attempt करना है, we have already, I have sent the videos. So go through those videos. You must have gone, as I had instructed you all, कि एक बार वो सारे videos जो है, means the theory portion, then the MCQ, and then the assertion reason based questions. Assertion reason based questions I have uploaded chapter wise, right? Chapter wise assertion reason questions are there, so you must go through it properly. Talking about the programs, right? Talking about the programming section, as I have told, 6 questions, and out of that 6 you have to attempt any 4 programs, right? If you find, you may go for the extra one, but 4 is compulsory. Do we need to? Okay, so 15 into 4, that is 60 marks. 60 marks programs you will get, and you have to attempt any 4 programs. So if you are preparing well, which chapters to prepare for theory? Theory, like all the chapters, it's not which chapters to prepare. Theory will be from all the chapters, starting from class and object, loops, your decision making, string, array, all programs are there. You cannot miss any program. No? Because when you talk about computers, so all chapters, all programs are interrelated. So you have, if I say decision making, it includes objects, it includes, when you are talking about loops, again it considers decision making. So computer may it's not key which chapters, and in the current trend, all chapters are important. So when we talk about the programming section, again I have made certain points. Basically, if we talk about programming sections, we can have 4 sections or 6 basic program types. Like the first, if we talk about the specimen paper, the first, that is your data members and member methods, right? One program will be there from that, the one in which we talk about multiple functions, multiple objects. So that will be one. We'll be discussing questions of all types. Second, when we talk about the second, will be your function overloading. We will talk about a program from function overloading. There can be constructors also. When you talk about the multiple function program, there will be constructor as well. There can be. Then your program from a single dimension array, one dimension array, it can contain general programs, and then it can contain your sorting, searching. It can be there. Then again, when we talk about your programs, you can get number system based programs can be there, series or pattern based programs will be there, and then one question from string will be there. So all these 6 sections, they are important that you have to do. The first thing which I will be talking about, that is data members and member methods. Okay, data members and member methods based questions. One program we will be discussing. In that we will be discussing about how to make that program. Okay, how to make that program. Actually, we don't discuss what who brought mobile to school and who brought the motorbike to the school. Let us focus on what we are here for. Fine. Okay. So when we talk about the first part of the section which we will be discussing, that is the data members and member methods. Fine. Now I'll just share a question with you all. You may take a screenshot and then we will be discussing. Okay. See the first question, data members and member methods. Define a class with the following specifications. Define a class with the following specification. Class name is sales, string name, customer's name, double price, price per item, int quantity, number of items purchased, double T price, total price, double tax, sale tax, double net, net amount to be paid, that is price plus tax, right? And then member methods, sales, that is a constructor. If the constructor is specified, you have to define the constructor. It carries marks. Void input, void calculate, and then void display. And then write the main method to create an object and call the above member methods. I hope the question is clear. Okay. It is an easy one, and my advice to all students is always that whenever you get this type of question, this question must be attempted. Whenever you get this question must be attempted by you. Okay? So now let's see this program. The question says, define a class with the following specification. The class name is sales. Okay. Since input has to be done, so we'll ask the package, call the package first. So I take here import java.util.asterisk. This is for calling the package. Import java.util.asterisk. The class name is sales. So I took class sales. Right? Instance variables, it has to be defined in the beginning only. So I took string name. Always remember, if the class name, variable name is given in the question, you have to use the same name. If the class name and the variable name is given in the question, you have to use the same name. There will be marks specified for it. If you use another name, it is just a suicidal attempt. So don't do that. Okay. String name, double price. Fine. Int quantity. So I took int quantity, double T price, that's the total price, T price, double tax, double net. You could have taken in a single statement as well. Now the member methods. First one is sales, that's a constructor. So I took sales. A constructor does not have any return type, not even void. So double sales. Initialize the default value. So I will tell name is equal to, I initialize it with a null value, price equal to 0.0, quantity is equal to 0.0, T price, double everything, so 0.0, tax is equal to 0.0, net is equal to 0.0. So this is the constructor done. Now, after this, the next function is void input. Okay, void input. So I took here void input. Right. I have to call the scanner. Scanner input is equal to new scanner system.in. Right, I call the scanner package. I ask the user system.out.println, enter what is name, price, quantity, right? That much will be taken as input. Now, name is equal to input dot next. That's for the name. Then price is equal to input dot next double, right? Quantity is equal to input dot next double. So I got these three things as input: name, price, and quantity. This method is done. Once it is done, then what you will ask? First, then it is calculate. Void calculate. Okay? Void calculate. Now, condition is if price is more than 3,000, 17.5%. If price is greater than 3,000, tax is equal to 17.5 upon 100 multiplied by the price, that is T price. It was T price, so I'll use it here T price. Else if price is greater than 1500 and price is less than 3000, then tax is equal to 12.0 upon 100 multiplied by T price. Else tax is equal to 7.0 upon 100 multiplied by T price. Right? So this is the void calculate, and the net amount is to be calculated. So net amount variable is net. Net is equal to T price plus tax. This is done. This is the void calculate. Then we have void display, right? I'll make the void display here. Void display. Fine. Now you will display all the things. System dot, you will write system dot out dot println, full statement. I'm writing in short. System dot out dot println. What we have to display? Name, total price. Name is equal to plus the variable name. Again, system dot out dot println. You print all the terms which are there. Name, total amount, price, tax, everything you will be displaying it. That will be done display. After doing this, you have to make the main function public static void main. Okay. Now we will create object of the class. Sales OB is equal to new sales. Object creation is necessary. You will call all the functions. We don't need to call the constructor. We will call ob.input, ob.calculate, and then ob.display. This will give you full 15 marks, and then again you will be making the variable description table. I hope everybody knows the variable description table. 3 columns are there: variable name, type, and description. And this has to be made after every program. This is variable name, this is type, and this is description. 2 marks will be there for the variable description. So you write name, type is string, description, what is to input the name, quantity, double to input the quantity. So for every variable you will write the name, the type, as well as the description. So this entire will give you 15 marks. Everything has to be well defined, everything has to be created in a proper manner. Go through the program, and any queries, let me know. Yes, we need to remember the range of data types. Range, default value, and the size. Okay, I'll divide the double dimension. I'll discuss that also. If you wish, you can give the comments. Otherwise, don't. No need of writing comments. If you want, you can give comments. That you can do. No harm in that. But again, not at the cost of time. Okay. Can we write scanner just after the class? You can write. You can write. Okay, so I hope this is clear to everyone, this program. Should I proceed with the next one? Now, we can discuss again one next question. That one I'll just be sharing the screen and I'll be explaining it verbally only. Again, I'll cover the next program. Fine, okay. So I'm just sharing the next question. Okay. See the next question. Define the class library having the following description. Data members, instance variables, name, stores student's name, days, number of days, book return date, fine is the amount to be paid as fine. Then here is the constructor, initialize default values to the data members, library string int. It's a parameterized constructor, so we'll assign the values. Void compute to calculate the fine as per given below. First 10 days, ₹1 per day. Next 10 days, ₹5 per day. Later than 20 days, ₹8 per day. Void displayed will be displayed. So if we talk about the calculation part of the compute, if number of days taking as D, if D is less than or equal to 10, so find F is equal to D into 1. Else if D is greater than 10, then the fine will become what? 10 plus D minus 10 multiplied by 5. Else, what will happen now? 10 plus 5 into 10, 50. 60 plus D minus 20 multiplied by 8. That can be done. Again, if you see this question, again a slab-based program, you can work accordingly. Now, I'll be discussing one function overloading question. Define a class to overload the method find as follows. Int find int a. Find and return the sum of odd numbers in the range 1 to a. Void find char c, check whether the character c is a special character or not. Boolean find string s, return true if the string begins with a vowel. Write a main method to create an object and call the above member methods. Okay? This one you see. Okay, so any of these function overloading questions, again you can get a pattern based questions, कुछ भी आ सकता है overloading में anything, any values, you can get a series based question, also you can get in a double dimension, in a function overloading question. So I'll just cover the first question we do, right? Int find int a, to find and return the sum of odd numbers in the range. Char c, check whether the character is a special character or not. Find string s, return true if the string begins with a vowel. Okay? We will be doing this question. Okay? I'll take it up. We will put double. We cannot give. You can give if you want. You can give space. No problem. Okay. So the function overloading question, as I told, that we will be discussing. So function overloading, you can get anything. Sometimes there have been questions from strings, sometimes there have been questions from patterns, sometimes there have been questions from CDs, sometimes even normal geometrical question, find the area, perimeter, this also. So you need to understand the concept of that part. Whatever is being asked, whatever thing will be there, you need to understand the concept. So what I do, I'll just be discussing two questions. First question, I'll just, for revision purpose, I'll just discuss a function overloading question in which you will find the area of a rectangle, square, and a circle. Just for the revision purpose, I'm doing that one. For example, I say class geometry, right? I took the name of the class as geometry. I'm taking overloaded functions to find the area of a rectangle, square, and a circle. Okay? So first, void area. Now, when we are talking about rectangle, I need two variables. What I did? Int L, comma, int B. Okay? Int L, comma, int B. That we will be using for the rectangle. I did here int A is equal to L into B. And then I am displaying system dot out dot println area of rectangle is equal to plus A. First function done. Now second one, void area. Now since the name of the function is area only, void area, I took here one int S. Okay? I took int S for the side because it needs one parameter. I took int S. I took int A1 is equal to S into S. Now system dot out dot println area of square is equal to plus A1. Fine. Third one now, void area. I have to find the area of a circle, so I took double R. And here I am taking double A2 is equal to 3.14 into R into R. Right? And then I displayed system dot out dot println area of circle is equal to plus A2. So this is the example of function overloading where we have the same function name, that is area, but we are having three different set of parameters. First one, two integers. Second one integer. Third one double value. So it is an example of a parameterized overloaded function. Now what I'll do, I'll create the main function, public static void main. I'll create the object of the class geometry OB equal to new geometry. I created the object of the class, and one by one I'll call all the functions. OB dot area, two integers 5,7. OB dot area, one integer. OB dot area 4.5. Is it fine? So I hope the concept of function overloading is clear to everyone. Okay, someone, so could you explain the difference between method prototype and function prototype? That's the same. Method prototype and function are the same things. Static in class, variable, please. Okay, I'll take it up. Space is left. Okay. Just Raj, a combination of programs of section V of programs. That is what I have been discussing. Method, prototype, and function. Can you explain? When we talk about, see, a method or a function, they are synonymous. They can be used for any name. So when you talk about method or a function prototype, when you say, no, so function prototype is the first line of the function. It contains the specific things like the class name, the method name, the return type, that formal parameters. That, for example, if you are asked to write the function prototype of a function with name Java, which has two integers as parameter and returns a double value. So what you will say? Double Java int a comma int b. So just you have to arrange those things which are given. You have to arrange it in that proper order. So that is prototype. Can we take the same values for B and S in the program? Yes, you can. Okay, call by value and call by reference. Okay, call by value and call by reference when we talk. So call by value is basically passing a copy of the actual parameters to the formal parameters. Call by value is passing a copy of the actual parameters to the formal parameters. So if any changes are made, then it will not be affected. But call by reference means passing the reference or passing the address. So in that case, if there is any change made, the change will be reflected in the actual parameters. So call by value and call by reference are also exam important. Definition, differences, and examples. You can go through the video for the methods or functions which is uploaded. That can help you. Prototype, like if you say, for example, if you are asked, the question says write the prototype of a function. Okay? The question says write the prototype of a function named check. Okay? Name function name is check. It accepts two integers a and b as parameter and returns a double value. Okay? The question is write the function prototype of a function named check which accepts two integers a and b as parameter and returns a double value. So what will be done? Double check int a comma int b. Right? So this is prototype. And again at the same time you talk about signature. So check int comma. This is the function signature. It does not contain the variable name. So please repeat prototype. Okay, done. Can you explain static and class variable? The class variables are which are defined in the class. The instance variables which have the static keyword, they are the static variables. Can we define the methods, constructors, or variables with the public keyword? Yes, you can. Okay, I'll be giving Soham. I'll be giving certain questions. Right before the end of the session, I'll give you 6 questions which you should practice today. Okay. Map.random. Okay. Right. Okay. I'll discuss map functions. Okay. Just let me again few more questions from array. Okay. Third, let us come to a single dimension array. Okay. Okay. A simple question. I'll not show the screen, I'm just taking it up. Write a program to input the runs made by the 11 batsmen in the final of the Champions Trophy. Okay? You have to develop 2 arrays, right? The question says you have these 2 arrays. So I'm taking one array string n is equal to new string 11. Okay? That will be storing the names of the 11 players. Int r, that is for the r, int r is equal to new int 11. Okay? So the question says write a program to input the names of 11 batsmen and 11 players and the runs scored by them in 2 different arrays. And the question now says find the highest run scored by the batsman or by the player and also find the runs scored. Okay. The question says find the highest run scored and also find the name of the player. Okay? Now, what things we need? Int, I'll need variable I for the loop. I can take a variable max is equal to 0, right? And I'm taking a variable string p to store the player's name, जिसको कि जो कि highest run बनाया है. This is the thing. The question is there. Now, for I equal to 0, I less than 11, 0 से 10 तक जाएगा. I plus plus, right? For I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, system dot out dot println, enter name and run score. I'm again repeating, in the exam do not write SOPLN. You will write system dot out dot println, right? Do not say that sir I was writing, so I'm also writing like the same. Okay, so enter name and the run score, and then I'm asking ni equal to input dot next. Achha, scanner will be here, so that will be doing input dot next. Okay, I'm just taking the from the variables part, and again r at I is equal to input dot next int. Okay, we got the name and the run score. Okay, now again I'll use the loop. For I equal to 0, I less than 11, I plus plus. Okay, now if ni is greater than max, if ni is greater than max, then what we will do? We can take max is equal to ni, max is equal to ni, and p is equal to ri. Sorry, max will be runs, no? So it will be r at I. If r at I is greater than max, then max equal to r at I and p equal to n at I. Fine. We'll close the loop. Outside the loop, you'll say system dot out dot println highest runs equal to plus 76. Oh, sorry, that was Rohit Sharma's code. No, highest run is max, and again system dot out dot println players is equal to plus p. I hope it will be okay. Yes, students. So I hope this program you can do. Can double okay, I'll do double dimension, no problem. Math.random is in my list, I'll be doing it. Okay. So I hope this question is okay for everyone. Minimum runs, what you should do, that you first input and accept the first variable as the minimum, right? If you have to find a minimum, no, then first you input and then you say min is equal to n at 0, and then you start comparing. Then you start the loop from the next value and compare with the min value. So that way you will be able to. This one, okay. What we are doing here, the question was write a program to input the name and the run scored by all the 11 players in two different arrays. So what we have done, the first array I have taken for the name, so string n is equal to new string 11. Second one I have taken int r is equal to new string 11, right? The second one I took for the runs. Now I have taken variables I for the loop, max equal to 0 I have taken for the highest runs. String I took a variable p. Okay? Now using the loop from 0 till less than 11, I am asking the user to input the name and the run score. We are taking the values. Then I am using the loop here for I equal to 0, I less than 11. We got the runs. If r at I is greater than max, right? If r at I is greater than max, then I am doing max is equal to r at I. Right? If r at I is greater than max, then max becomes equal to r at I. And p, that's the name of the player, p equal to n at I. This is here. Outside the loop, I am displaying highest runs is max and the player is p. Is it fine, dear students? Uh, Basically, we should not. I mean, you can, for example, that day everybody makes 400, one runs 10. So we take a standard value. That's what we can do. That we store an input variable because we cannot go by general customary values. Okay. Then you all must revise linear search, binary search, selection sort, and bubble sort. Double dimension, single dimension array. You must revise all these 4 programs: linear search, binary search, selection sort, bubble sort. One question will be there either from binary search, selection sort, or bubble sort. There will be one question, right? Then we talk about double dimension array, right? A simple question I will be taking from double dimension array, and then I'll be taking one advanced one. A simple question I take: write a program to input numbers in a 4 by 4 array. Write a program to input numbers in a 4 by 4 array and display the sum of each row. Display the sum of each row. Now, to define the array, I'll use int n. 2 subscript will be there, is equal to new int 4. Okay? It's a double dimension array with 4 rows and 4 columns. The first subscript is for row, second subscript is for column. Now, int I and j I took. For some I have taken a variable s, int I, j and s. Accept values and input values, Devan, is the same thing. Accept values and input values, they will be the same thing. Okay. One D array, can any other topic than searching? Oh, there can be a question, just like Jasraj, I took a question from this, no? So that will be there. Okay, I, j and s I took. Now, to input, what I'll do, for I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. Then, for j equal to 0, j less than 4, j plus plus. Here I say system.out.println, enter a number, right? I told n at ij is equal to input dot next int, right? Int ij equal to input dot next int. This is done. Okay, I'll close both the loops. Now I have to find the sum of each row. So what we'll do, for I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. I initialize the s by 0. For every row, I'm initializing the sum as 0, and then I'm taking it up here. For our j equal to 0, j less than 4, j plus plus. S is equal to s plus nij. Okay? S equal to s plus nij. And then I'll print system.out.println sum of row plus I did I plus 1 plus equal to plus s. So every time a new row will come, its sum will be calculated and then it can be displayed. So that will be done when we are taking the sum. So I hope this double dimension array program is clear to everyone. Okay. Okay, so this is done. Now I again take another. Moving on to the next one. Now the next question I say, write a program to input numbers in a 4 by 4 array and input numbers in a 4 by 4 array, display the array. Okay? Input numbers in a 4 by 4 array, display the array, and then the question says, replace all the boundary elements by 0. Replace all the boundary elements by 0 and display the new array. Okay? replace all boundary elements by 0 and display the new array. Okay, now when we talk about a double dimension array, this is the structure 4 by 4. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. 1 0 1 1 1 2 1 3 2 0 2 1 2 2 2 3 3 0 3 1 3 2 3 3. Okay? Now if you talk about the boundary, so row 0, row 3, column 0, column 3. Okay? Row 0 or row 3 or column 0 or column 3, that will be there in case of a boundary element. Okay? So that is the identification of a boundary element, that the row or the column, they have to be 0 or 3. Okay? Input is fine. Now here what I do, for I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j less than 4, j plus plus. System dot out dot print n at ij plus I'm giving a space here. Okay? And then system dot out dot print n. A general printing which was there as per the question I did it. Okay. Then again as it was told. So what we will do here, for I equal to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j less than 4, j plus plus. Now I'll say if I equals 0 or I equals 3 or j equals 0 or j equals 3. Right? If I is 0 or I is 3 or j is 0 or j or 3, then in that case nij equal to 0. Right? I'll make it 0. Fine? So depending on the question, if there was something else for the non-boundary elements, then we could have done that. But here since it was telling that you just replace the boundary elements with 0. So I did so. Done. Now it has been done. Again you will display the array like this. You must make the loop for the print statement. So you will be able to get that information also. Okay, but okay, we want okay, accept values, increases. So if the question asks us to define a class and no instructions related to it are given, we are supposed to develop the main method in the question. If the question asks you to define a class and no instructions, okay, there is no instruction to develop. But again, in the first question, which is there, in which you have to make the class, you have to make the different functions. For that questions, you should compulsorily make. You can, depending upon the question, but general advice will be that if the question has told you to create the class, to create the functions, methods, then you must follow the methods. Okay. In case of double dimension array, sum of rows, the sum of columns, then as we are inputting values, and simultaneously adding the values to variables, sum instead of separate for loop. Okay. In case of double dimension, if sum of some rows or columns is there, when you are taking input of the rows, right? You are taking input of the rows. That time again because 0 0, then 0 1. You may, what should be practice, section A or section B? I request all students only define class is written, then you can exclude it, no problem. You must practice all, but programs I request you that tomorrow you must write at least 20 programs with full words, no PSBM, no SOPL. 20 programs, at least 4 programs from arrays, 4 programs from string, 2 series, 2 patterns, 4 4 8 to 10 to 12, 2 overloading, 2 class and object, and 2 more any other programs you can do. Number systems, yeah. So that will be 20 programs. 20 programs you must write properly, neat handwriting. that you should do written practice. And the MCQs, you follow the notes, you follow the videos, the 3 videos, one for the theory, one for the MCQs, one for the assertion reasoning, and the basic theory parts which are there in the book, and that you must go through. That will be needed. But written practice of 20 programs again. Tomorrow's session I'll be taking certain live tests and live questions for practice. Fatafat wala practice we will be doing tomorrow for the theory part. So that will be an integrated theory discussion session tomorrow. Okay, so this is clear. I think arrays are done. Next, let's talk about right. Write a question. We will do it using number system. Number system certain general programs are revised once. Number system based questions where there are 2 things. First thing, you will get questions where you have to extract digits. Second set of questions where it is from factors. Okay? Either you will get questions from digit extraction, or you will be getting questions from. Just I'll have a glass of water. Okay, so you will get 2 types of number system based programs. You will get 2 types of things can be there. One set of questions in which you have to extract the digit. I'll come to that part. How much time management? I'll just after this number system, I'll come to time management. Yeah. Now, when we talk about these programs, no, for example, palindrome. Palindrome, reverse of the number is equal to the number again. You take the number as input, you get a copy of the number t equal to n. Now, while n is not equal to 0, right? While n is not equal to 0, I'll extract the digit d equal to n modulus 10. D equal to n modulus 10. Because r is equal to r into 10 plus d, r into 10 plus d, and then n equal to n divided by 10. Okay? N equal to n divided by 10. The reverse is stored r. Now, if r equals t, it's a palindrome, else it is not a palindrome. So, when we talk about this palindrome based palindrome Armstrong number, this type of questions where digit extraction is to be done, in that case, you must get a copy of the number. You must take a copy of the number because ultimately n is becoming 0. So, you have to compare it with the copy of the number that we are storing in t. That will be there. Okay, so palindrome. Now, certain questions are related to factors. Prime number, number of factors we count, perfect numbers, sum of the factors. Like if I talk about a perfect number, we take the number n as input for I equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus. Now, if n modulus I equals 0, then s equal to s plus I. If n modulus I equals 0, then f is equal to s plus I. Now, outside, if s equals the original number n, right? If s equals n, in that case it is perfect, else it is not perfect. Special number. Sum of the factorials of the digits is equal to the original number. Sum of the factorials of the digits. Now we take n as a number, we take a copy of n as t. Now, while n is not equal to 0, I extract t equal to n modulus 10. Now I use f as 1. For I equal to 1, I less than equal to less than factorial, I less than equal to t, I plus plus, f equal to f into I. You got the factorial? Now, s is equal to s plus f. S will be initialized by 0. S equal to S plus N. Now you take another number N equal to N divided by 10. Okay? Now, if S equals P, it's a special number, else it is not a special number. Right? So that is a special number. Could you give a factorial question? Sorry, I made a mistake here. Factorial is the product of all numbers starting from 1 till that number, right? Factorial is the product of the numbers. So this is, I found the factorial here. For I equal to 1, I less than equal to D. This was D, whose factorial was to be found. So D equal to 12 modulo, I took D here. F I initialized by 1. So for I equal to 1, I less than equal to D, the number I plus F equal to F into, right? Which pattern? Okay, I'll discuss some pattern distribution. Can you show extraction results you can follow? Yes, Viman, you can do it, not a problem. Like, for example, you take, but I suggest that whenever you have to do digit extraction, you should do. For example, if I say for I equal to N, for I equal to N, I greater than equal to 0, I equal to I divided by N. And here you can extract the digit. So for example, the number was 234. First time 234, I modulus 10. You get 4 here. I divided by 10. You get 23. So that way you can get. In perfect triangle, which question did I did not understand? Can you repeat the execution? Can you show the which object of this program, which execution of the loop? Okay, now if I say pattern, a simple pattern, if I say, or you wanted somebody to, so I'm just taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 1. Now what I do? For I equal to 5, I greater than equal to 1, I minus minus. For j equal to 1, j less than equal to I, j plus plus, system dot out dot print j, and then system dot out dot print ln. Is it okay? Which loop you want to see the execution? I want to see. Okay. Just I'm explaining the Armstrong number. 5 int n. N I took as input, d equal to n. Now 2, d equal to n modulus 10. S equal to S plus d into d, and then n equal to n divided by 10, while n is not equal to 0. And then I'll say S equals t, it's Armstrong number, else it is not an Armstrong number. Fine. Now versus I have used the do while loop here. For example, the number was 135. 153. The number was 153. Here D was, this is D, this is S, this is again N. Okay. D equal to N modulus 10, 153 modulus 10, it becomes how much? 3. S equal to S plus D into D. S was initially 0. So 0 plus 3 into 3 into 3, 27. N equal to N divided by 10. And it becomes again 15. While N is not equal to 0. So N is not 0, so it becomes again 15. Sorry, N is 15. Now D equal to N modulus 10. 15 modulus 10 is how much? 5. S equal to S plus D into D into D. So 27 plus 5 into 5 into 5, 125, it is 152. N equal to 1 divided by 10, it becomes 1. Again, it is not 0, so it again goes. D equal to N naught plus 10. 1 naught plus 10 is how much? 1. 152 plus 1 into 1 into 1, so it is 153. N equal to N divided by 10, and it becomes 0. Now, since N is 0, the loop ends here. It will not be executed further. Outside the loop, when it comes, the value of S is 153, is equal to T, so it is an Armstrong number. I hope it is clear. So, I hope it's clear, Armstrong number. So one is the middle, last line, one is 3, one is equal to, one is in the middle. One is in middle, the last line, one is 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you type it in different lines? Which for example, if I talk about the for loop for a prime number, n and I and f equal to 0. Now for n you take as input, for I equal to 1, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. If n modulus I equals 0, then f plus plus. Outside the loop, you just check if it equals, you give it different times. One is in the middle, the last line one is 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, blank. Space 1, 2, 3, blank. I guess you are talking about this. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope this is it. One, two, three, four, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then 1. Right? Also, just a pattern, a diamond shape which was there for I equal to 5, I greater than equal to 1, I minus minus. It is here, the logic is that 1, 2, 3, 4 blanks, 1, 2, 3 blank, 1, 2 blank, 1 blank, and 0 blank. Now, for j equal to 1, j less than equal to 5 minus I, j plus plus, system dot print a blank space. Okay? So loop of I for coming down, loop of j for blank space, then for k equal to 1, k less than equal to I, k plus plus. System dot out dot print k plus space, and then system dot out dot. This will give you the result, right? And if it was a straight one, it will be just 1 CDK 5 10 plus plus. Other things will just remain the same. I hope this one is clear to everyone. Then certain programs from string. String basically do 3 things. One general program counting number of vowels. If the question does not specify to be case sensitive, you can convert the case as required, right? You can convert the case as required and you can. I is for the loop for coming up to down. J is for printing the blank spaces. Here there are three things. One loop is for coming down. The loop of J is for printing the asterisk, and K is for printing the numbers. Okay. Also, as I was telling, string say you need to get one part that will be your programs from the general part, a simple loop, counting vowels, counting this. So character extraction. Now, if the question does not specify for any specific case, you can use convert the case to a single case that could be done. Then there can be questions in which you have to extract the words, finding biggest word, smallest word, like that. So that will be there. Then you can get questions where you have to use the alphabetical range. So uppercase 65 to 90, like finding the frequency of each letter or arranging the letters of the word alphabetically. This type of questions can be there. Then can be character based questions where you have to update the characters, convert uppercase to lowercase, so there you will be using the character based functions. So this will be there. One short note, like somebody was asking that time management. Now, a general advice what I give to students before the examination is that in the 20 minutes reading time, solve all the MCQs mentally. Okay? It will take not more than 10 calculation wala question jahan pe output based है, there you will have to think. But certain basic questions, picture based question identifying, it will be done in 10 to 15 minutes. You will be able to cover the 20 MCQs. Do not write anywhere in the question paper or the answer script, but mentally you will store it in the memory. Okay? And then you finalize out of the 6 which are the most important, best 4 questions which will be attempting. So that in the next 5 minutes. Done? As soon as you get the answer, within 10 minutes, write complete the 20 marks question MCQ will be done. Then spend 20 minutes maximum in solving the 2 marks question. Maximum I'm saying. So within 30 minutes, your section A should be completed. Then you start with the program. First question, you attempt the class and object one, overloading one. These two you attempt first. Then the string, then the array. Then you can attempt any of the number system based questions. You may, right? And revise once. Revise the output based questions. Revise the programs. A single mistake can prevent the 100 marks. So then again it will be on the boundary line 98, 99, 100. So do not miss semicolons, curly brackets, loops. Do not miss the variable descriptions. Variable description program ke just baat banate ho usme you have to just not write wrong descriptions. What you do, you put a number to find the sum. Just 4 lines, 4 words, that's enough. Right? But it has to be made variable name, type, and description. Use a scale, make a box, just write it. Okay. Okay, Jasraj, will do it tomorrow because I was sleepy and even I am busy since morning. Okay. So tomorrow we meet at 3 p.m. Will it be okay? By that time we will be ready and revising all the things also. So tomorrow we will meet at 3 p.m. In the meantime, you can, if you have certain, you need certain specific things or certain programs, certain questions are there, just you can put in the comment of the video. Once the session ends, you can put today and tomorrow you will have time. So if there are certain things to be done or you want certain questions to be discussed, you can put in the comments. I will be discussing them first tomorrow and then again we will be discussing. So tomorrow again we will have around 1 or 2 hours session in which we will be discussing and revising it. Right? So and again if we need we can go for it anything tomorrow. Could explain how to count number of times a loop has run. Okay, there was 1 or 2 questions which was there in the output based questions one. I can just want to shoot me? Online or offline? How do you want to shoot me, dear? तो खतरनाक बात बोलोगे तो फिर okay. Here's a question for int k equal to 100, k greater than 0, k equal to k divided by 10. ठीक है? It says here if k modulus 5 equals 0, continue system dot out dot println. Now the question is how many times the loop will execute. For k equal to 100, k greater than 0, k equal to k divided by 10. K was 100, it get an entry into the loop. If k modulus 5 is 0, 100 modulus 5 is 0, so it continues. Right? So, okay, it did not execute. Again, k becomes what? K becomes k divided by 10, k is 10. 10 modulus 5 is 0, yes, continue, it did not print anything. Again, k divided by 10 becomes 0. So, if you talk about the output, this loop is executing how many times? 2 times. Because it is getting an entry into the loop due to the continue statement, the print statement is not coming, but the loop is executing 2 times. What is the output? No output. Is it clear, everyone? Akshata, what is the while loop or do while loop? What is it exactly? No, I can show you, but again you will be confused, so it will not go. Okay, Nisraj, I will send you. How do you program perform relatively short forms of the instant sonar where the perform is sound and navigation range? What you need to do, Sagar, you extract the word, and for example, if I say string n is equal to all the best, and you want the output a dot e dot b. Okay. Now, n you take as input, n equal to n plus blank space. I will take a string variable n1 also as blank. L equal to n dot length. For I equal to 0, I less than L, I plus plus. C equal to n dot caret I. If C is not equal to blank, then W equal to W plus C. What will you count? Else. N1 is equal to N1 plus W dot caret 0. Right? And again W is made blank. Outside the loop will display N1, so you'll get it. Okay, so yes, I agree. I don't have that infrastructure. Fine. So I would like to end the session now. Any queries if you have still? Okay. Right, so we'll end the session here, and if any doubt, you can discuss again tomorrow. Okay. So thank you and good night to all of you. All the best. Study well, right? Do not focus much. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Good night.